2022 Mazda Miata MX5.
And the Toyota GR86.
And we're gonna see which one is the better manual rear-wheel drive car to buy.
These are both very affordable, very desirable cars that will be guaranteed future classics.
So with this new generation of BRZ and 86, it's time to compare to old faithful ND2 Miata. So let's start off with the horsepower and torque.
The Miata has 181 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque from a 2-liter 4-cylinder, and this 86 has 228 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque from a 2.4 liters 4-cylinder Boxer engine.
Downshift and send.
Send it. Destroyed you.
They are very similar in speed, but the the 86 edges this out just by a little bit every time.
Yeah, just by a little bit. The 0 to 60s are also very close. The Miata is actually slightly faster on paper, but this is actually slightly faster in the real world.
And unlike the BRZ and 86 twins, this is a convertible, so I can bring the top up and down with this little switch right here. It only takes a second, but right now I'm traveling pretty fast and I don't want it to get caught by the wind.
And the Miata is also available as a retractable fastback, aka a hardtop convertible.
And you can also get this Miata with a sport package, which gives you Brembos, different wheels, different Recaro racing seats, but this is not that one, and this is not the full GT trim.
And this is the most expensive manual 86 that you can buy.
And that's still less expensive than this Miata.
Shocking. So let's get to some similarities and differences. We both have limited slip differentials, we're both rear-wheel drive, we both have 6-speed manuals.
The Miata has 2 seats, where the 86 has 4, but the back isn't really usable.
We both have a 7,500 RPM redline.
We both have awful cup holders.
Yes, we do. Like, really bad.
I think the Miata has worse, though, with those ones you take out. And, well, no, actually maybe better, because you can put it out front, but when they're both in the elbow compartment, then they're awful.
I definitely think the Miata has better cup holders. Like, the position of these is just horrid. But this car review isn't about cup holders. Let's send it through Cliche Corner.
So in the Miata, 1 button to turn traction off. I'd like to see you keep up with me through the twisties and cliche.
Also 1 button in the 86, and no problem, Yuri, I will be on your bumper.
You don't have to be stopped, isn't it a Toyota?
No, you don't, and you also have a traction mode as well.
All right, into second through cliche. Lots of body roll in the Miata, a little bit of understeer first, but then I can get it to rotate.
Oh dude, that thing is flying all over the place. It looks like body roll central. This is so composed.
Yeah, but it feels cool, and that's the whole thing about a Miata. It feels like you're going faster than you actually are, which is good.
Yeah, it actually feels like you're going faster than you are with this, except I'm actually going faster than you in this.
So since this is not an episode of Car Review Court, we're gonna switch up the drivers and go back through cliche.
And downshifting in the Miata to verify my thoughts, and this is body roll central, but it is still really fun, but it is all over the place.
Yeah, this thing is so much flatter. This feels like a modern sports car compared to that MX5 feeling like an old experience car.
Yeah, this thing is literally just body roll. I can't believe how much it wallows around. The front moves down, the nose picks up, like everything's all over the place in this.
But it holds on, like you can still go fast through it, and it's almost a little more exciting because it feels like you're more on the edge, where this just feels so planted in the 86.
Yeah, this feels like more of a sports car cruiser closer to a GT car, where that thing feels like more of a sports car.
Yeah, like something you want to take to the track and you want to take drifting and stuff like that.
I think I want to get myself back into that car now.
Yeah, I kind of like the convertible, so let's switch them back up. So let's do some launch controls before we find some more twisty roads that we drove the last Miatas in. I mean, that's pretty good.
You said launch control, but neither of these had launch control, so manual pedal launch. Yeah, this 86 rips. That was pretty solid.
I want to do something a little different. Let's go back to those roads where we drove the first 2019 Miata like 4 years ago.
Yeah, when the new ND2 launched and we actually got to test out the new engine for the first time and compare it to the previous gen.
And really, absolutely nothing has changed in this Miata since that day, and we still got it in red and it still looks great. So now let's test out the 86 through those roads.
The first major difference on the back roads between these two is the suspension. We mentioned that the Miata wallows around, it's got really soft suspension. The 86 definitely has stiffer suspension, but by no means is it uncomfortable.
And when we're both flooring it, does one really sound that much better than the other? I feel like the 86 has some pumped in audio to it, but the Miata is just like raw, normal, 4-cylinder engine.
I feel like I can get better launches, and if I want to, I can get way more tire smoke out of the 86.
Oh, 100%, but let's listen to them both from the outside.
And we normally don't talk about weight, but these are lightweight sports cars, so I actually looked up the weight of both of these. The Miata is 2,350 pounds, and the 86 is 2,811 pounds, giving it a slightly better power to weight ratio.
So the power to weight is nice and all, but this is a car about the feel, and I think the feel of this shifter is nicer than the feel in the 86. It's so clunky and mechanical, but like perfect, nothing weird about it at all.
The 6-speed manual in the 86 is, I would say, very close to perfection. Very notchy, it feels very precise. I think it's maybe a touch better than the one in the Miata, but not by much. They both feel really, really good.
Okay, top down through this new corner, much nicer experience than in that 86. It sucks that there's no convertible version of that in the past or still.
The experience in this hardtop coupe is perfect. I don't really love convertibles, I don't really mind them either, but I just love that this is a hardtop. It looks so much better than the Miata because of the hardtop.
No, a Miata looks perfect as a convertible, and look how fast I can bring the top up and bring the top back down.
Yeah, impressive.
That is the most impressive part of this whole car. And to prove that the Miata has a nicer driving experience, we had a question for the person who helped us film today. All right, Terry, our editor and driver for today, if you could take one home for the week, which one would it be?
It would be the Toyota BRZ.
All right.
And he answered it correctly because he chose this one. Well, he actually chose the BRZ, which isn't this car, but they're kind of the same thing anyways.
Okay, my theory behind his answer is he doesn't have enough seat time in a convertible. If he knew what convertible life was all about, he'd pick this hands down. Because if you had to pick one of these for a week just to putt around in, I mean, I'm going Miata.
I mean, if you're talking for a 1-week rental type situation, 100% I'm going Miata. But to own, 100% I'm going this. So we're in the next section of this tight little windy road, and let's see which one feels slightly more nimble, and I actually think it's definitely the 86 still.
I'm sure that feels better, but I think this is a little more interesting through here just because it is a little more body rolly. I feel like that 86 can conquer this road with no problem.
The Miata is more of an experience car. This is more of the performance car. Like, you're definitely getting more for your money here, especially because it costs less.
Okay, but how about looks-wise, starting with the paint?
In this particular blue, the Miata wins for sure.
That 86 paint is pretty nice, but I think the 86 definitely looks better in that non-metallic red and non-metallic blue, like the kind that Jack got.
Yeah, Jack got really nice blue. That's called Treno blue, and it's offered in Canada.
But I still think blue should only be exclusive to the BRZs and red exclusive to the 86s.
But between these two, since we have red and blue, do you take the blue pill or the red pill?
I refuse to answer such a lame joke question.
We can't be on YouTube without doing lame jokes, Yuri.
But more importantly, would you rather have black multi-spoke wheels or black multi-spoke wheels?
Oh, definitely black multi-spoke wheels with slightly more spokes in them, like the 86.
Okay, but what would be the Continental recommended tire for some black multi-spoke wheels in a rear-wheel drive manual car?
The Extreme Contact Sport.
And if you're looking to buy one of these two cars, hit up tsp.truecar.com.
Discounted price offers, and you guys have actually bought a lot of 86s through our tsp.truecar.com link.
But how about inside these two cars? Which one are you more comfortable in?
100% the 86. I barely fit in that Miata, and I kind of forgot about that because it's been, 2 years since we've driven one. I'm like a tight squeeze in that thing, where I think you even are too.
It is tight in here, but I think that's part of the charm. Like, everything feels so small. Like, this is like a go-kart. I feel like I could actually race through the pathway of a golf course in this.
Yeah, but I also kind of feel the same as well.
I mean, that one is like noticeably feels bigger. It feels like a real car compared to this feeling like more like a toy. But I still really like it, and it's got the most perfect gauge ever, where it's just an analog tack in the middle, 911 style. What could be better than that?
This digital gauge can be better than that because I also have that in a nice round tack, except if I go to traction off or track traction mode, then I have a left-right tack and I can't customize that, which is actually slightly frustrating.
Next thing about the interiors, pedal box. Both pretty good, but they've got like very different bite points for the clutch. where the Miata is like right away and then the 86 is much later.
Yeah, but heel toe is really good in both. I think I'm more comfortable in the 86 though.
Yeah, because even I bang my knee off this whole like area while trying to do anything with the pedals.
And then steering wheels, I prefer the one in the 86. The size and shape of it, it's just small.
Yeah, but we got like a nice thin one in the Miata. I think there's like pretty equal on both, but there's certain things that you might personally like more than the other. Like I've got the e-brake on the right side, which I don't really like in the Miata.
Yeah, and I have this one like right beside my thigh, which is actually convenient for pulling handbrake turns in parking lots.
Yo, handbrake turns. Get a hydraulic one, those are cooler.
Forgot to film a visor test. 3, 2, 1. Fail.
And I have really well laid out climate controls, all hard buttons with nice digital displays on them.
Me too, but I don't have automatic climate because this is a lower trim, which kind of sucks, but I do have heated seats on both seats. And then this also has amazing vents that'll blow the hottest air at your hands so you can drive this thing top down in the winter, no problemo.
And because yours is the GSP trim of the Miata, which is a mid trim, I have this top trim premium 86. I have Sirius XM satellite radio and it rewinds. And Yuri, what does yours do?
Okay, the 86 also has Tune Mix. It's the best infotainment. It's the one from the BRZ as well because it is a Subaru infotainment, not a real Toyota infotainment. If this Miata was top trim, it would also have Tune Mix with Sirius XM, but since I don't, I can just use it off the app, which is on my iPhone, which connects to Apple CarPlay, which is great. And if you're looking to get your own free 3-month trial of Sirius XM, click the links below for USA and Canada.
SiriusXM.ca and SiriusXM.com/TheStraightPipes.
And then this only has wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because it isn't the top trim, but in the top trim you can also get wireless Apple CarPlay, which would be so great to have if you drove the car, if it was your car to drive every single day.
And this just has wired, which I actually prefer.
Wired is still really, really good. And what's cool about this infotainment is I can still touch it and everything while it's at a stop, where the newer Mazdas don't really let you, but then some do.
And then I also have a bunch of hard buttons for the infotainment as well. I got my volume and tuning knobs, home buttons, all that good stuff.
And in the Miata, it's all controlled by the rotary wheel, which I got used to very quickly, but it is like a steeper learning curve.
And seat comfort wise, this 86 just fits me way better. These are really well bolstered, very comfortable seats, and I actually have quite a bit of headroom here.
You gotta be a lot smaller to fit into a Miata, for sure.
And I really don't like those regular seats in the Miata. The Recaros are so much better.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've driven one with the Recaros, but I do remember really liking the Recaros over this.
But one cool thing that your Miata gets in the GSP trim is Bilstein dampers, so that's definitely a bonus. But on this BRZ, 86, my dampers actually say Subaru on them, so maybe it is a BRZ at the end of the day.
But I'll say that I do like the GR86 looks more than the BRZ. There's like slight differences, but I think, yeah, 86 is a better looking one.
And we are doing a full review on the BRZ soon, so watch out for that video.
And then as for storage space, they both have trunks, but with the seats folded down, in the 86 you do get a lot more room, but the Miata will still fit 2 carry-on stacked, and it did fit my hockey bag back in the day with the hockey stick up front, so that's still decent.
Yeah, but the 86 just has way more room, and I do technically have 4 seats in here, although you can't really fit people back there, at least not of anyone of my stature.
I could fit behind myself in the 86 long enough for a little drive.
You could fit behind yourself in the Miata too. You just have to hang on to those loophole things, the roll bar things. And if you're gonna take either of these to a track day, you can definitely fit 4 spare tires in this 86, so you can get your Continental Extreme Contact Force in here, plus a jack.
I feel like if you were tracking the Miata, you could easily fit 2 sets of wheels in the front seat as well, and all the jack and stuff in the trunk, so I'm gonna give that a tie.
That's not a tie. 2 wheels is not equivalent to 4.
Oh my God, like you're gonna wear through that many tires in a Miata? I doubt it.
Hey, you never know.
I know, I barely read through 2 tires.
It's still not a tie.
I forgot this wasn't car review court and I don't actually need to defend this car, so yeah, not a tie, 86 wins. So let's finish this off with a couple more looks comparisons. Taillights, I think the 86 wins.
For sure it does. They just look so much sharper.
And front ends, I think it's a tie.
Yeah, it's a pretty close tie, I'd say.
Body lines, Miata's good, but I think if you had the right lighting on that 86, it just looks a little like meatier, beefier, stronger.
Oh, 100% 86. This thing looks gorgeous from the side. I've seen some lowered examples with some wider wheels and it already just makes it look like it has a wide body kit. And my favorite part of the looks of this 86 is this duckbill or ducktail spoiler. I'm pretty sure both names are appropriate.
So I guess looks-wise, you'd rather have an 86 in your driveway, and me personally, I'd rather have a red Miata in my driveway.
Yuri, it's not only looks-wise, I think it's everything-wise. We should probably get to the price.
Hit me with the price.
This 86 is a bargain at $34,490.
Canadian.
And that Miata in mid-trim is $37,750.
Look, the Miata doesn't really have any competition. It's its own special thing. It's its own special experience. I get why it costs more, because it's the last of its kind.
And you say that has no competitors, but I'm driving this next to you for a similar amount of money. And most people compare this BRZ or 86 to front wheel drive competitors because it also kind of doesn't really have competitors. Like this is like a GTI, Veloster N, that kind of stuff.
I think if you're out there looking to buy one of these two cars, if you're absolutely happy with the performance you get out of this and being top down, the Miata's the way to go. But if you want to push yourself and push the car, go 86.
Yeah, this is just the better performing car. But if you have a two-car garage solution, the Miata might be right up your alley. So you kind of can't go wrong with either of these two.
And for us, taking one of these cars home for the rest of the week, I feel pretty good just holding onto the Miata.
Yuri, I feel pretty good in this as well. So let's just downshift out of the video, and that's it. Thanks for watching.